is Ahmedabad. A city that moves faster than you can blink. From the intense Garba celebrations to business sense that runs in everyone's veins. From the pole houses to modern marvels. From our favorite papda jalebis to fast cars. The city is unique in its own way. But there is another thing that sets Ahmedabad apart from the likes of Mumbai, Delhi, Bangalore, Hyderabad, Kolkata or Pune. It's how the city moves. I'm Lavanya, and in this episode of The Climate Brief, we are going to investigate why only about 10% of Ahmedabadis use public transport. In order to decode this paradox, we first need to understand how Ahmedabad even moves. A CEPT university study has more than a few shocking numbers. A whopping 48% of the population travels via two-wheelers. Around 12% use four-wheelers. That is, 60% use their own vehicles. In fact, the number of private vehicles has risen from 2.38 million in 2009-2010 to 3.9 million in 2021-22. Making it a 65% increase. Let's do some quick math. Ahmedabad's population was almost 8 million in 2025, and we had about 4.39 million vehicles registered across 3 transport offices. That means every second person owns a vehicle. Of course, auto rickshaws are quite popular too, with almost a 10% share. And lastly, we come to public transport. This includes 3 verticals. Ahmedabad Municipal Transport Service, or AMTS, which is the oldest public transport service in Ahmedabad, with 700 buses covering about 549 kilometers. Then, we have the metro, which covers 67.56 kilometers, which is especially helpful to people traveling to GIFT City and Gandhinagar. Finally, we have the BRTS, called Janmarg, which covers 89 kilometers and 19 routes with 325 buses. This dedicated corridor is a win in itself, putting Ahmedabad as one of the few successful cities in India with this system. So when all these options sound so expansive, why does the public transport share stay between 6 to 12%? In cities like Mumbai, 50 to 60% of the population travels via public transport. In Kolkata, again, about 50% use it. Why is there such a huge disparity despite having Janmarg, an increasing fleet of AC buses, and most recently, a growing metro network? Now let's break this down. Number 1, the two-wheeler culture. Ahmedabad has one of the highest rates of two-wheeler ownership in India. So why does the city like them so much? This has 3 primary reasons. Speed, faster than public transport. More convenient, of course. And the cost. The price of a trip is often comparable to bus journeys. Number 2, the last mile disconnectivity. The BRTS is excellent once you are on it. It is fast, air-conditioned, and has a dedicated lane. The problem is getting to it. A significant portion of the population doesn't live within 500 meters of a BRTS station. And there's a lack of feeder buses or shared autos to help bring people to these stations. And honestly, walking in Ahmedabad's 40 degrees Celsius heat, even a short journey is a battle. Number 3, the route mismatch. For decades, the AMTS, the city bus system, was designed as a hub and spoke model, with the center being the walled city, Lal Darwaza or Kalupur. But today, most people don't work within that area. If you live in a western suburb like Bhopal and work in a modern office hub like Prahlad Nagar or SG Highway, an AMTS bus might still try to take you inward towards the center before you can switch and go outward to your office. This makes a 20-minute bike ride a 60-minute bus ordeal. While the BRTS does a decent job connecting the residential west to the industrial east, it significantly lacks lateral connectivity. The same last mile problem that we described earlier. Going from the BRST bus stop to your office may still need you to take an auto. Number 4, the status symbol. One of the major lifetime milestones in modern India remains owning your personal vehicle. It's a matter of pride and status. Public transport is thought of as a mode of travel for those who cannot afford a vehicle, unlike in cities like Mumbai or London, where even wealthy professionals take the train. This is why this trend of using private transport needs to change. The obvious reason: worsening air quality. Ahmedabad's air quality may not be making headlines the way Delhi's is, but that doesn't mean it's not quite bad itself. The Central Pollution Control Board presented data in Parliament showing that the city recorded 231 days of air quality rated moderate or worse. Not so fun fact: one day in Ahmedabad can be as bad as smoking 2.1 cigarettes per day, sometimes going as bad as over 7 a day. Obviously, this means if more and more private vehicles are added, it's not long before the air quality hits Delhi-level problems. There's another key reason this trend of private travel pulls Ahmedabad down. The city aspires to be a global city, hosting the Commonwealth Games in 2030 and might even bid to host the Olympics in 2036. And of course, who can forget the incredible Coldplay concert that all of us felt FOMO about? The one thing common to all global megacities, from London to New York, is their public transport network. So when we're expecting such a swell of people coming in, public transport infrastructure becomes more important than ever. More than anything, how far you can travel, which has implications on where you work or where you study, shouldn't be decided by your income level. Public transport can expand opportunities and help vulnerable communities grow. Talking of climate, India has a target to reach net zero by 2070, and public transport is a key lever in that journey. Buses and trains can reduce greenhouse gases or GHG emissions by about 2/3 per passenger per kilometer compared to private vehicles. So public transport is in fact a climate solution. But how will public transport become the default choice? Easy. Better routes that adapt to the new realities of where people live and work. Improved last mile connectivity. Think feeder buses and better footpaths, and of course, better and more buses to handle the population growth. Lastly, better integration between the different modes, AMTS, BRTS, and the metro network. Ahmedabad might look like a story of good intentions gone wrong, but the ingredients to a successful and robust public transport infrastructure already exist. The city has a functioning BRTS, a growing metro network, and of course, allocations towards making public transport better. It's time to take those ingredients and cook them up into a shining example of public transport success. I'm Lavanya, and we hope this episode of The Climate Brief helped you understand Ahmedabad's public transport and why it's unique. Follow to see more such stories.